Okay, so a lot of my couples that I work with, they pretty much have done a great job with selecting each other, going into it with the good intentions, aligning their life goals, basic things like that before they get married or committed into a long term relationship. However, maybe they're just going through the normal wears and tears of a relationship. Yes, it happened. Or a challenging seasons in their life, like raising kids or experiencing careers, personal difficulties, maybe. Or they just getting into more conflict with each other just because things have changed or they have changed, right? They evolved over time. Those things are all good things in a sense that it's a normal progressions of a relationship. To be true, to have a real authentic relationship, you need to be able to deal with conflict. Now, the thing that I usually talk to them about is one, you need to be able to nurture the relationship intentionally. Two, you need to be able to manage conflicts. Not all conflicts are solvable, but all conflicts are manageable. And if you do it right, it could even make your relationship stronger. And three, always come back to your values, your shared values, your dreams, your hope. Who are you in the big picture? Okay, so a lot of people obviously come to coaching because they feel that there's something wrong in their relationship. Usually, is it because one, they're starting to drift apart, they're starting to feel a distance. Two, they're starting to fight a lot and starting to get into the negative cycles of interacting with each other. And three, they starting to have more conflicts in terms of their dream lifestyle, their parenting style, their life goals, for example. And they don't know how to navigate these conversations without creating more conflicts. So I usually ask them, which one do you want to focus on first? Because usually when you focus on one and you make improvement in one of these areas, it will lead to more space and peace in the relationship to work on the other areas. So today, let's talk about nurturing your relationship, right? Three big things that you could think about when you're nurturing the relationship in terms of the big pictures. One, how is your friendship, right? Do you relating to each other with courtesy, respect, and goodwill, just as you would with a good friend? Number two, how are your romantic connection? There's a lot of things that could go into this. Obviously, people think, oh, date nights and romantic getaway. I think those are good if you genuinely or in general have a good relationship. These could enhance the relationship. But if the relationship is bad and you think these things will fix it, no, it's just gonna make it worse if you force it, right? And so we need to dig deep into this area in a little bit. Number three is, how are you growing together, right? How are you growing together? Sometimes people just keep looking back in the past and say, oh, we used to do this, we used to do that. The first years of our marriage was so good. I think it's great to remember the fond memory, the good memories, to remind ourselves of all the goods we have in the relationship. But more importantly, we need to be optimistic and confident in the future of the relationship and making it happen, right? So now let's talk about how do you create more romantic relationship, because a lot of the people that I work with, they are kind of in this roommate or business partners situation where they work well together, they are courteous, they run the households, the parenting well together, and yet deep down they feel a disconnection. They feel intimacy. They feel a lack of affections, right? And then they don't know. It's vulnerable to ask for these things, so they don't know what to do. So here's the thing. One, understand your love languages. I know there's controversial surrounding this, but I think it's still a helpful framework, simple, practical enough for people to understand that we, just like people from different countries, different cultures, speak different languages. We, because of our background, because of our personalities and lived experiences, we also usually have different love languages that really make us feel loved and cared for. And understand your own, understand your partners, and really put in your best effort to meet your needs, to communicate your needs, and to meet their needs, right? So having this conversation, understanding it, and making efforts in speaking fluently each other love languages, right? And making a genuine effort to give them what they want, what they need. Number two is to appreciate each other, to build each other up instead of tearing each other down, right? You gotta believe that, hey, I got a decent partner. They're not maybe perfect. I'm not perfect. They're not perfect. There will always be things that they're annoyed about me, and I'm annoyed about them. That's okay. But really trying to build them up, to say thank you, to appreciate, to be thankful for them, for little things like, thanks for picking the kids up. I could always count on you to be reliable. Oh, thank you for helping me with my car. It's really saved me a lot of time, right? Those little things we take for granted, but all of us would feel better, and I think try to do better when we see there's genuine appreciation and a faith, a belief in our goodness, right? I know you're so good. And that is one of the shift that really make a big difference in my relationship, is when I start noticing my kind of nagging mind and focusing on what he didn't do. I feel it, but I don't have to say it, right? Instead, I sit on it and I really make sense of it. And on the regular basis, I would focus on communicating more of the thing that I appreciate about him, because I know that would fill his cup and it's build him up. And he usually does the same thing for me, right? So really understand each other love languages, building each other up, and learning how to keep having fun together. I know sometimes this is feel like, what, having fun? I can. Well, if you cannot do a full date night without fighting with each other, can you just go for a 10-minute walk together, or watch something funny on YouTube for 5 minutes, or maybe a 10-second hug, right? Having fun, being playful, being lighthearted with each other, and appreciate each other's talent. If he's very funny, then laugh more at his joke. If she's, really talented with her baking, then enjoy more of that together. Just finding things that you could be playful together on a regular basis. So those three things would really help you to nurture the loving connection that separate friendships, right? Just with your best friends or your good friend, and a romantic relationship. Your love languages, your appreciation for each other, and you're growing your fondness, affections, playfulness together.